Okay, Mr. Davis.
Great. Duncan, go ahead and put up the slides. All right. Well, this has been the time that I've personally been waiting for, which is we have a home. Now we have to build it for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through what we believe the path forward is. Duncan, go ahead and go to the next slide. All right. And this is just a reminder of what we're talking about when it comes to our upper school. It's located in the former campus of Peralta Middle School. And it's 4.5 acres in and of itself, but it's surrounded by an incredible number of amenities for us as a school.
I'll give you a little bit, but
Excellent
why don't
opportunity
you
to build a full sports program. I don't know where that's coming from.
well, eat your burrito, buddy.
Okay, great, great. So next slide, Duncan. That was interesting. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick bullets over what this presentation is going to include. First off, go ahead, Duncan. All right. First off, we got through the first stretch, which is getting the license agreement approved. On behalf of the staff and the board, we just want to communicate our appreciation for all the support from the communities. We really do believe it was the students that won this debate for us. And if you want to know what we mean, just watch the February 8th OUSD board meeting. It speaks for itself. So we just want to begin with that statement of appreciation. Next. Now our battle is against time. We have roughly 6 months to get an incredible amount of work done. And so I'm going to walk you through what we think that path is going to look like. And then conclude with some discussion about contingency plans, because there are some question marks at this point in the process, and we want to make sure we have whatever scenarios play out, a solution in place, and we're going to talk about that finally. All right, next slide. All right, so in terms of the kind of work that's going to be done, you can think of it in terms of milestones, the first of which was the license agreement. Now, the challenge was that we would not be able to touch Peralta until that agreement was signed. So we did a lot of preliminary work in preparation for the agreement, but now we have access to the site. And so what's going to be taking place is a lot of inspections from engineers, soil sampling, that sort of thing. This is all preliminary work necessary to come up with the final plans. That's the next one, Duncan. Right. That final master plan will be then submitted to the city, and then that's going to set in motion a permitting process that will allow us to start to develop the site. That's the next one, Duncan. And then once the site is properly developed, we'll actually be able to do the proper construction, and that's really going to be the bulk of the activity. Go ahead, next one, right? And then the final stage, next one, Duncan. The final stage will basically be a phased move in. We would anticipate that a number of the spaces, the portables, will be ready to move in earlier so that we can be ready over a period of, say, 30 days leading up to opening day. Now, what that looks like in terms of a timeline, next one, Duncan, this is what we'd like to see, right? Which is, this is a process that would lead up to opening day, first day of school, August 15th. Question is it actually going to look that way? So we've gone through a couple of key meetings, but probably the more significant one took place on Monday this week. Next slide, Duncan. Right, and that was with the city. It was our first face-to-face with the city, and what we came away with was the following takeaway, Duncan. The scenario that has us ready by August 15 is a very optimistic scenario. It assumes, among other things, no CUP is required. We believe that will be the case, but the city has to take some time to process our argument. However, even if there is no CUP, there's a plan that needs to be submitted. There's permitting and inspections, and it's that part of the process that we anticipate would probably introduce delays that might push us out to August 15. And so what we're going to talk about is a worst case scenario, preparing for contingency in case it goes beyond August 15. And we envision that scenario possibly extending out to mid-October. So in the event that it plays out this way, this is what our plan is. On the north side of the campus that we're leasing exists one structure of roughly 10,000 square feet. It's what we call the gym or the multi-purpose building. And in that building resides three very large spaces. The multi-purpose space, which is that big space in the middle there, that's roughly the size of
No.
4 of our classrooms. And then the lower right corner there is a music room. It's the size of roughly 2 of our classrooms. And then right above that is a choir room, and that's roughly the size of 2 of our classrooms. And then there are some ancillary spaces, including for faculty and so on. In the event our schedule gets pushed out beyond August 15, our plan is to utilize this space for our 7th through 9th graders until the rest of campus is ready, at which point we will be moving all of 6 through 9 onto the entire campus. Now, a key thing to note here is that while we'll be waiting for the portables to be installed and so on in this scenario, we'll have access to the fields and all the athletic amenities that surround the location. So we'll be able to do the kinds of activities that we're looking forward to on Peralta. The question is, what are the classrooms going to look like? So we want to make sure we have a contingency in place so that we know we can accommodate our students next year. This is a plan in case it pushes past August 15. Now, what's it ultimately going to look like? Our commitment is to, as we learn more every week. And so we recommend you continue to revisit the board updates in the Eagle newsletter. And we'll give you the most recent information we have. And then at these board meetings, we'll be providing additional updates in the growth and development item on the agenda, which is the one I'm speaking to now. Next one. The main takeaway is, go ahead, Duncan, is that we finally have a home for upper school. Now we have to fight to make it school ready. And so our goal as staff and as a board here is to make sure you know exactly where we're at every week. And the resources you will have are the ones you see up there. We'll update on Parent Square as needed. But as soon as we learn more, we'll make that information available to you.
Thank you.